Hello, everyone. I can't believe we're having to do this. I absolutely cannot believe we're having to do this. Hopefully you can hear me and see me right now. But WWE are currently in the process of releasing a whole host of WWE Superstars. Let me know if you can hear me. Sorry about I've literally just run to the office right now. I can't believe this is happening. A year to the day from the last huge batch of releases, we now know that WWE, well, April 15th, what an awful, awful day. Samoa Joe has been released. Mickie James has been released. Chelsea Green has been released. Billie Kay has been released. Tucker has been released. Kalisto has been released. Bo Dallas has been released. And Wesley Blake has also been released. And it's all happening right now. I'm going to do my damnedest to keep you updated as the situation continues. I'm absolutely baffled by this. The amount of talent that has just been let go by WWE and looks to be continuing to be let go by WWE. I can see people mentioning now that Peyton Royce has also been released. Yeah, there you go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The amount of talent. Samoa Joe, somebody who should have been a world champion on the main roster in his time with WWE, a man that has proven himself as being able to do absolutely everything. He's gold on the mic, he's gold on commentaries, especially gold in the ring, and they've let him go, obviously. He has had a whole host of medical issues, so maybe, perhaps he hasn't been medically cleared. But now there you go, the former Iconics also released. One of, for my money, the best women's tag teams ever, in fact, in WWE. They were so effortlessly entertaining. The chemistry that they had is incomparable. Billie Kay went off and did her own thing and excelled there also. Peyton got lost in the shuffle. They should have never broken them up. They should have never broken them up. Apologies once again for the slightly it's going to be a bit of a weird stream, this one, I think, but we will stick with you for as long as possible as this situation continues to break. So if you're just tuning in now, hello, hi. WWE have announced that they have come to terms on the release of Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. And new releases are happening every few minutes right now. So stick with me. I can't believe this. To do it a year to the day is absolutely baffling. Some of these wrestlers used in the last week, some performing at WrestleMania, of course. And this is, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I'm going to try and get this, pull this together a little bit. Right, let me get myself set up a little bit more. I've literally just hit the go live button. So yeah, again, apologies for the very, very frantic nature of this. Still right now, the list the same. Please, by the way, if you're in the chat right now, do not make up names. There's obviously another really serious, horrible thing that's happening. These are people's livelihoods. And although I have no doubt that the list of talent that's been released will obviously go on to do great things wherever they go, it's not the time to joke around, obviously. Okay, a year to the day, absolutely baffling. So we will stick with you for as long as it takes. I'm going to get multiple news and stuff windows open here, get WWE's page open. Yeah, once again, if you're tuning in just now, WWE have come to terms on the release of Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and also Wesley Blake. I am absolutely gutted right now. Truly. On the same day, sorry, I'm repeating myself. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm just gobsmacked. I'm totally gobsmacked. I was at home literally 15 minutes ago, about to sit down and play some poker with my mates. And then all of a sudden, notifications start popping up. Countless notifications. with names floating around who should be doing incredible things in WWE. And once again, WWE Creative has failed a lot of these people. That's for sure. I'm very, very disappointed that they would choose to do this a year to the day. I don't know. Well, I'm disappointed regardless. There are no mentions of any 90-day release clauses, but you've got to believe that given what happened last year, the 90-day no-compete will be in effect for these performers. We had to wait 3 months last time before we saw some of the released superstars pop up in other places. And a whole host of those who were released by WWE this time last year have already gone on to do great things. And it's fair to say that they also seem a lot happier in what they're doing, which is very, very important too. I think the creative frustrations felt by the likes of Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Tucker, who hasn't been used on TV forever until the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on Friday, where I think he was the second man eliminated. Just a lot of misused talent here. A lot of misused talent. You've got to believe, right now, no disrespect to any of the other people that we're going to talk about, Samoa Joe is certainly the biggest name on the list currently. He could literally go anywhere and do anything. He really, really could. Because hopefully another company would be able to use him in the ring. If he's not able to be medically cleared, he has so much to give on commentary. He's proven that over the last, 12 months or so, however long he's been on commentary. And he's done a hell of a job. He's done a hell of a job. We could speculate all day on these names. Chelsea Green has already, Zack Ryder, the former Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, tweeting about her. He's obviously over in Impact now, doing great stuff. So maybe a possibility that Chelsea Green could head over there, and I'm sure they'd be very, very happy to be able to see each other more often as well. And yeah, I just hope whatever these wrestlers do next, they're happy doing it. But Samoa Joe is a lot of these superstars are money if they were booked correctly. They really, really are. I'm going to open a few more windows, and who knows how long I'm going to be sat here for. I was there for about 2.5, 3 hours last year, and I hope there are fewer names. It's a difficult time for a lot of people right now, and it's not a great time to be finding yourself out of work, much like, of course, last year. Just again, if you're tuning in right now, WWE have come to terms on the release of Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. Absolutely baffling stuff. Thank you again. I can see that super chats are coming in. I will do my best to get to them at some point, but I'm going to keep my eye as best I can on the breaking news. Just an awful day, just another awful day. And again, this is a year to the day from the last big batch of releases by WWE, which saw the likes of the former Rusev, Miro being released, Kurt Angle, Eric Rowan. A whole lot of talent was released last year. And as I say, the good thing about the wrestling landscape now is that there are more and more places for men and women, professional wrestlers to work and to ply their trade, and to hopefully do so with a little bit more creative freedom. Because you look at this list and you look at the amount of talent, and they all have these sort of shining moments. Billie Kay has obviously proven herself. Billie Kay has proven herself from the start, but especially the fact that she was able to make such magic as a solo performer over the last few months on SmackDown. She's been gold. She really, really has. Whereas Peyton, the person that, according to all the reports, was the one that Vince really saw a bigger future in, was misused. But I'm sure, once again, that wherever these talents do end up, they'll do very, very well. So yeah, apologies for the impromptu and sort of, odd nature of this stream. I can't believe I'm having to do this again. To the a year to the day. A year to the day. What a waste. What an absolute waste. I'd love... I mean, again, I don't want to sit here and just sort of say, oh, I'd like to see this wrestler here. I'd love to see this wrestler here. But Samoa Joe jumps out as somebody who would do very, very well in AEW. And if he can get medically cleared, I'm sure they would jump at the chance to pick him up. And there's other talent on this list that I certainly feel the same way about. So, yeah, just again, if you're tuning in right now, the current list of WWE Superstars, or now former WWE Superstars, wrestlers that have been released by WWE are Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, Wesley Blake. You talk about moments of brilliance as well. And Tucker is somebody who, again, Vince saw a more of a future in his tag team partner. Did I miss Peyton? I apologize. I also... Peyton Royce as well has been released. I apologize if I missed that. People are saying I missed it. I'm really, really shocked by this list. Yeah, Tucker is a guy who just proved to be... To have that spark, I think, to have something really special. And I'm thinking back to the Elimination Chamber match. And Tucker was on absolute fire there. And then, of course, we saw the breakup of Heavy Machinery. Otis was very, very prominently featured on SmackDown with a storyline with Mandy Rose. Became Mr. Money in the Bank. I think they regretted giving him that briefcase. Took it off him. And now, once again, lost in the shuffle. Lost in the shuffle, rather. But once again, Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake have been released. Again, if you're just tuning in now, we don't know for certain, but you would have to believe that these wrestlers are going to have a 90-day no-compete clause, much like the wrestlers who were released last year. That hasn't been confirmed or anything, but you would expect that to be the case. So we'll have to wait a little while to see where some of these wrestlers will pop up. But again, wherever they go, I'm sure they'll do amazing, amazing work. And I just can't believe this. Bloody hell, there are 4,000 people watching. I only woke up about 2 hours ago. Yeah, what horrible, horrible news to start the day. Or oh man, just the worst, just the worst. So I'm gonna log into Twitter now, and hopefully we'll see some of the reactions from current WWE superstars, perhaps the wrestlers who have been released. Give me a second. I've just got to log in here. Those close to the situation. Give me one moment. I apologize once again for the lack of professionalism here. And I'm in. I'm honestly in disbelief as some of the names on this list, all of the names are, it's just absolutely baffling. It's totally baffling. So yeah, once again, Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake, all released by WWE. Last year there were a lot more names, so this may not be the end of it. I'm going to check on the Twitter accounts of some of these wrestlers who have been released. Tucker tweeting 48 minutes ago, and you know what? This looks like a positive tweet, all things considered. A man who has been used very, very infrequently by WWE creative, simply tweeting, "Freedom, baby." Freedom, baby. Well, I hope, obviously, the same with everyone, but I hope they go on to do really great things. Again, in the chat, appreciate you guys being here, but please don't post fake news. I see fake names popping up and stuff. It's not the time to dick about. But, man, the fact that It's another what if, isn't it? Like, Joe obviously featured numerous times in main event programs with various wrestlers. Did amazing work in NXT, but always felt incredibly held back on the main roster. A guy who should have certainly been a world champion at some point since his main roster call-up. And injuries, obviously, they certainly play a part there, and I'm not ignoring the injuries that Joe faced, and maybe, again, he wasn't medically cleared to step away from commentary and compete in the ring again. But what on earth? What on earth? If you can't find a use for Samoa Joe, if he's not able to be medically cleared to compete, then you've got to be doing something very, very wrong. Very wrong indeed. No new names are added to that list. I will go through it one more time quickly, just in case you are just tuning in. I see a lot more people joining right now. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake have been released over the last hour or so. Bonkers, absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna really have a quick look around Twitter to see what else is being said by industry insiders. Gail Kim with an interesting comment I can see here. There are other companies with tag team divisions and titles. Glad we are in a world with more opportunities in wrestling now, and that's a really, really great point, isn't it? There have never been as many prominent promotions with big TV deals and the like, who are able to give platforms to wrestlers to ply their trade. And so this won't be the last you see of Samoa Joe, of Billie Kay, of Mickie James, of Peyton Royce, of Bo Dallas, of all of them, I'm sure. But this is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Sean Ross Sapp tweeting earlier, pretty tone deaf of WWE to do this on the same day 1 year later. He's pretty spot on there. Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder, quote retweeting, WWE 415 says, I just fired your ass. Or ass. An interesting comment as well from Sean Ross Sapp. I was told not to expect Aleister Black to be released, a man who we haven't seen on WWE TV for quite some time, but I'm not sure what that really means anymore, since multiple people among today's cuts were assured that prior as well. Fingers crossed. Part of me wants to say, because Aleister Black is somebody that they seem to have no idea what to do with, I'd love to see him in a different promotion. I hope for his sake, obviously, because it's a stable living, that he isn't released by WWE, but a guy as talented as Aleister Black could be at the forefront of literally any promotion, truly. Again, that comment from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com. I was told not to expect Aleister Black to be released, but I'm not sure what that really means anymore, since multiple people among today's cuts were assured that prior as well. So we'll see. I'll be with you here. A year to the day, I was sat on my living room sofa in disbelief at some of the names that we saw released last year. Absolutely gutted for them. And the vast majority, again, have gone on to do great stuff since. But to do it on the same day, a year later, is just absolutely nuts. Obviously, it's worth mentioning, in fact, speaking of Aleister Black, who again hasn't been released, but if he were to be released, following that report or that tweet from Sean Ross Sapp, the former Zelina Vega, of course, is now no longer with WWE. They're a couple. Maybe they could head somewhere together. We'll see how things progress. But yeah, I'm just like, I've got the WWE window open here with the article with Samoa Joe as the picture, and immediately I just start thinking of dream matches. So really, really hope Samoa Joe is able to be cleared to compete. But again, if not, he will benefit whatever company he does end up in. Punk's tweet. Well, that's annoying because CM Punk has blocked me. Just a second. Let me open it in incognito. Apparently Punk has made a very, very interesting tweet. I can't see it because CM Punk blocked me despite me doing nothing wrong. And... oh! That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I'll tell you what. I'm going to screen share this so you can see it. Give me one moment. I think that says a lot there, doesn't it? Samoa Joe, 1 minute ago. Just 1 minute ago. Tweeting that. Very, very interesting indeed. Man, I'd love to see Joe in AEW. I'd love to see Joe in AEW. These names started being released, right? The wrestlers started being released, and WWE, once again, sort of trickling them out a few hours ago. No, sorry, not a few hours ago. About an hour ago, maybe. And I believe Billie Kay and Chelsea Green was some of the first few mentioned. And then I was just on my way to work here, just on my way to the office, and my phone started going insane with 2 words, Samoa Joe. And goodness me. I'm going to take another look at Twitter just to see what is happening here. Alexa Bliss has tweeted just an emoji with a blown off top of the head. I don't know what to call it. Mind blow. What's that called? Austin Creed, Xavier Woods, also simply tweeting, wow. Wow, indeed. It sounds like from those reactions from Alexa Bliss and Xavier Woods, reading between the lines, that they weren't aware that this was going to be happening. Joe has liked the tweet. I believe Joe has replied now. Let me grab another incognito window up. I foolishly shut that one. Samoa Joe has obviously they've had a hell of a history together. Samoa Joe has replied to CM Punk's tweet there. They really should have never gave me money. So that's the first we've heard from Samoa Joe on the matter. The guy hasn't tweeted before that since April 12th. And the first thing we hear from him since is that reply to CM Punk. They really should have never given me money. Classic Samoa Joe there. Just a second. I've just got to update. I'm going to refresh my my window to see if anything now has been updated on WWE's side. Hopefully not. Hopefully this stream doesn't go on for 3 hours today. Because last time there were so many releases and they just kept coming and coming and coming. Hopefully, I mean, this number of people is too many, given the talent involved, certainly. But hopefully that's it. Hopefully we don't see any more people lose their livelihoods at what is a very, very difficult time for everyone. Much like last year, of course, when the pandemic, the COVID stuff was just sort of really kicking in. It was, I guess, nobody expected it to go on for however long it has gone on now. But in the middle of a global pandemic, WWE releasing so many talents, and not just on-screen talent, they released or also furloughed a whole bunch of agents and trainers, employees as well, just in head office, at the same or a similar time as they announced that they had hit record profits. So it was a really classy thing to do, much like today's news. Again, if you're just tuning in, WWE has come to terms on the release of Samoa Joe, of Mickie James, of Billie Kay, of Peyton Royce, of Chelsea Green, of Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. We don't know We don't know about anything more. We don't know if this is just WWE Superstars on-screen personnel being released right now. We don't know if WWE are about to release more behind-the-scenes stuff, but we will do our best to keep up to date with everything as it happens. And I believe CM Punk has replied again. I'm doing my best here. I apologize. Well, I can't say the word that he said. Replying to Samoa Joe's tweet there, CM Punk saying, "Effed up and paid us." There you go. There you go. Refreshing once again. Fortunately, it's just those names so far. Although I'm seeing names, I want to confirm this before I say. I want to confirm this before I say, because people are saying that WWE have just tweeted, but I don't want to misreport something. No, I don't believe what was being tweeted there was true. The last release happening 21 minutes ago. WWE coming to terms on the release of Peyton Royce. Please do not spread fake news in the chat. Please do not make up names. It's quite a serious thing. Obviously, you're gonna get timed out. You're gonna get hidden if you do that. But again, WWE now burying these tweets. By the way, of course, NXT UK is airing right now. I think more people are going to be talking about this than watching NXT UK. That's for sure. But WWE now starting to retweet the action from NXT UK, burying some of the tweets. I mean, those tweets were gonna go out anyway. They were probably scheduled and everything. But when you're releasing talent like this, and then all of a sudden you got gifs of Ashton Smith and Noam Dar and that just sort of pushing it down. I don't want to sit here. I see names being sort of thrown around in the chat. I certainly don't want to sit here and speculate about any names that may or not be coming. We all know who and who isn't utilized on TV. So we will see. Time will tell. I'm here for the long run. That's for sure. I'm here for the long run. Again, I know I'm missing super chats and all that sort of stuff. I'll do my best to catch up on some of them when I get a moment, but I'm not sat here for donations. I just want to keep you guys up to date as best as possible. Obviously appreciate any support that you give us. It goes without saying, but there's a reason that the donate banner isn't down there or anything like that. I just want to try and do my best to keep you guys up to date, and I'll go through those names once again, and we'll talk a little bit about the history of some of those names and what they've achieved in WWE, and again, the big one, certainly, Samoa Joe. The biggest of the lot, but that's not to say that there aren't other big names on this. Samoa Joe, a former NXT champion, a guy who has been in the business for, bloody hell, a long time now, who made his name in companies like Impact, who headed to WWE, put on the NXT brand, had incredible matches all over the shop, came up to WWE, mid-card champion, sure, touched on the main event scene, never made world champion, which is totally baffling. Mickie James, somebody who is sparingly used on TV. She popped up on the Legends Night episode of Raw and was presented more as a legend than a current WWE superstar. She was active on the Raw roster at the time, although we hadn't seen her for a while. One thing I'm really gutted about, in fact, with Mickie James, is that for somebody who sort of really made her name in WWE and did great stuff, especially the feud with Trish, but countless great feuds with Mickie James, somebody that always did amazing stuff in the ring. One thing that I'm really sad about here is that, you know, she didn't get a big moment before she went. But I guess the same can be said. I mean, a big moment to not necessarily say goodbye, because I'm sure she'll continue to do other great stuff. No way. A few people are mentioning a name here. I want to confirm this again before. Not added to the list. I want to check this again before I say anything. People are saying that, I'm going to say this, and there's no confirmation on this. People are saying that Jeff Hardy has been released and that he's posted a message. I can't see a message on Jeff's Twitter. I can't see anything from WWE regarding Jeff Hardy. So certainly take that with a massive pinch of salt. Chelsea Green, tweeting in the last few minutes. I will show you the tweet right now. One moment, please. If it wants to play ball, which it doesn't, of course. There you go. Welcome back. It's been a while. Another talent who will no doubt go on to do absolutely incredible stuff wherever she ends up. I do believe that Jeff is fake news. So again, please don't make stuff up. If you've seen something, let me know. Point me in the right direction. I can't see any evidence of Jeff Hardy being released. So please don't make stuff up. It's not the time. So we won't focus on that anymore. I've just done a quick search there to see if anything related to Jeff, and there's nothing. So Jeff Hardy again has not been released by WWE, and mods, please time these people out who are doing so. Check Jeff's Instagram. Hashtag Brother Nero deleted. I can't, there's nothing there. His name is currently Brother Nero deleted. So that might, I don't know how regularly Jeff Hardy uses that. So I don't know if that's a recent change or something, and people are putting 2 and 2 together with the Brother Nero deleted thing. I'm not sure. I don't follow Jeff Hardy on Instagram, and I'm not sure of his current display name on there. So we'll keep you updated. Again, just for those tuning in right now, WWE have released the following superstars: Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Mickie James, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, sorry, I just said Billie Kay, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. A year to the day, which is pretty damn crap, isn't it? Pretty damn crap. I haven't got the thing set up for slow mode. You're gonna have to deal with it. I apologize. I know it's moving very, very quickly. I haven't got the thing set up for it, so just chill out. All right. And again, we'll keep you updated with anything as it breaks. There were a whole lot more releases than this last year, so fingers crossed this is the lot, because I don't want to see any more names added to that list. Keeping an eye on WWE's Twitter, and I would suggest that if there are going to be more releases, they'll probably wait until they stop tweeting out NXT UK gifts that nobody engages with. So, like, right now, it is just literally retweets from NXT UK. Mark, I've just said I can't turn on slow mode. I haven't got the thing to hand. Just chill out. Just stop looking at the chat if you don't want to look at it. And it is just, yeah, it's all just NXT UK stuff. So who knows if more releases will happen following NXT UK. I'll certainly stick around for long enough to check, but I really do hope they don't resume. I'm trying to get some of these tweets up. In fact, Tucker with an update. He tweeted an hour or so ago, "Freedom, baby," and he has updated his Twitter once again. Looking forward to telling my story, which will be really, really interesting. A guy that I really properly feel for, to be honest, because although Otis is the guy that Vince thought he could make more money with, I think Heavy Machinery were a really fun team to watch. I really do. And Tucky played his role in that. I'm just really disappointed. Really disappointed. So yeah, do stick with me. I'm going to do my best. Nothing is really breaking currently. Sorry, Mark. I apologise. Stuff's coming up in a weird order again. I'm going to do my best to get to some super chats in a bit and everything, but please don't feel that you need to send them because I might not be able to get to them given the circumstances. I'm sure you guys understand. And sorry, Mark, I apologise. So yeah, that list again, just, man, I'm looking at these names and just like, what could have been if the Iconics hadn't been split up? Billie Kay was absolutely killing it as well. They, I would assume, would be a very, very sought-after tag team, the Iconics. Those as a package, with the chemistry that they showed, which very few, and I'm really struggling to think of anyone that springs to mind as far as tag teams, like, they were almost on the New Day level of sort of charisma and chemistry together, weren't they? You saw those backstage segments and they just felt so natural, so relentlessly entertaining. And what a mistake breaking them up. What a mistake. I thought with the gauntlet match being announced at WrestleMania, I thought, oh, you know what? There's a chance that they might get them back together there. I didn't expect a few days later to be sitting here and talking about the release of those wrestlers. Rhea Ripley has just tweeted out just a sad, disappointed face, perhaps, in fact. Just a... Well, I hover over and it says pensive face. All right, Reese, I've checked it, mate. Thanks very much. So there's an update from Rhea Ripley. I'm just going to check and see if anybody else is sending me stuff. The whole team, by the way, it's me sat here right now, but the whole team is doing their best to keep me updated with the happenings. So I'm going to do my best to check in on them for as much as I can as well. I can't find the pissing window. Where's the window? I'm going to have to relaunch it. Sorry, guys. Stick with me. Again, I certainly wasn't prepared to be doing a stream like that. Again, Bronson Reed has now tweeted Samoa Joe, simply saying, "See you down the line, my friend." There's a match I'd have loved to see. Two very, very beefy boys going at it. The former Renee Young, Renee Paquette, tweeting, "How do you drop the ball on Samoa Joe? Injuries aside, what a mistake. How?" Right, I think she's saying what we're all thinking. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. An update from Heath Slater, quote retweeting the news of WWE's release, saying, "I know it sucks. I was there 1 year ago today, but don't worry. Keep your head up and keep moving forward. You are all so talented." A guy that went to Impact, has already done some brilliant stuff. Obviously, again, injuries have sort of gotten in the way right now and he's expected to be out of action for a little bit of time. But a guy that just continued to kill it. It's not the end for these wrestlers. That's the thing. That's the thing to remember. We've seen it now so many times. When people get released or they choose to leave WWE, they can go elsewhere. And again, there has never been more opportunities for pro wrestlers than there is right now. But I think we're going to... You know what? We're going to get a few interesting months of podcasts and the like, aren't we? From these wrestlers. I imagine Chris Jericho is on the phone right now making a few bookings perhaps. MVP has made an interesting post over on Instagram also. He simply says, "Life and beer are similar. Chill for best results," and a winky face. An odd thing to tweet at a time like this, but I guess he's telling people to relax and not worry about the future, perhaps. Maybe that's the intention there. Maybe I'm sort of misreading that. But, goodness me. I'm just clicking around right now, just trying to find any new updates, any new tweets. WWE have still, they're just posting NXT UK gifs, and I imagine, right, if I check out the replies to these gifs, I don't think many of the replies are going to be about how good Ashton Smith is in the ring. I think we're largely going to see people being completely perplexed and upset about the releases of some of their favourite wrestlers, and there are a lot of favourites on there. There really are. Yeah, it's just people. Yeah. It's of course it is, but that's to be expected. Yeah, NXT UK is still happening at the moment. I actually, you know what? I feel a bit sorry for some of the NXT UK wrestlers here because they didn't ask for this to happen, right? They just putting in their performances. I certainly feel more sorry for the people that have been released, but they're getting a lot of crap on Twitter at the moment now. Wait, why are people being released? You've got to believe, I mean, nothing's been formally announced, but I think it's probably just another cost-cutting measure, as it was last year. And expect WWE, with the Peacock deal especially kicking in, to be announcing once again record profits despite letting so many talented individuals go. It's just a baffling thing, isn't it? It's just a baffling thing. Again, I'm going to stick with you for the next at least hour, I would say, to see where this goes. We don't know if things are finished, but with NXT UK airing right now, I don't think they'll be announcing releases in between the NXT UK tweets. You would expect anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, if you've just tuned in, the following superstars have been confirmed as released by WWE. If they're not on this list, don't pay attention to it now. Rumors are rampant, as they always are when these sorts of things happen. But this is the confirmed released list by WWE from their official website. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. So there you go. There you go. I was looking forward to seeing Billie Kay on SmackDown tomorrow, you know. Last live stream I'm doing tomorrow. And I was really... she's been a highlight of the show for some time. But yeah, just such a huge amount of talent there. They'll be absolutely fine. So it just sucks. It just sucks. I'm trying to make the best out of a bad situation here. But let's have a look. MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, has simply tweeted, "Stop posting the GIF." We know what he's talking about. He's talking about the Cody GIF. Gold from MJF, given the circumstances. Right now, I'm going to keep trying to find some new information on this as well. Okay, here's a really interesting update on Aleister Black, a name that I've seen posted in the chat. A lot. He has not been released, and we got an update on Aleister Black from PW Insider. This is a potential spoiler, in fact. I guess it's good news given the circumstances. It looks like they're doing something with him. But I will read this word for word. Mike Johnson of PW Insider posting the following. WWE began filming promos this week for the return of Aleister Black. Black hasn't been seen on TV since being drafted to SmackDown last year. Based on what we have heard about the vignettes, they are loosely based on Black's childhood. Black, 35, signed with the NXT brand in 2016, making a splash there. He was brought to the main roster, blah, 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 blah. There is no word when they will begin to air, but one would think it will be soon. So, I guess, given all the bad news that we're talking about, good news there that they're going to do something with Aleister Black. Hopefully it's a success. But actually, I know I've mentioned a few names tweeting stuff out here. Some of whom have been released. Some, the likes of Alexa Bliss and Xavier Woods and the like, just there and seem to be very shocked. This appears to be a big surprise for the WWE roster. But I would have expected a little bit more. I'm sure as the day progresses, we're going to learn a lot more about this. We're going to hear from a lot more current WWE superstars, those who have been fortunate enough not to be released. But we'll see. An interesting thing here that I've just seen from Twitter user Tiger Driver 9X. Quite a funny tweet, actually, given the circumstances once again. Let me just flash this up for you. 90 days from today is indeed a Wednesday. And I think that says it all, doesn't it? So who knows? But There you go. The 90-day no-compete clause. If it did start today, will be elapsing on a Wednesday. So that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. There's only one show on Wednesday now. I'm getting word that Samoa Joe has now tweeted. It's a simple one. It's a nice one, you know. Again, given the circumstances. Simply says, "Be well." With Jim Carrey in the Truman Show there, as he leaves the set of the Truman Show, taking a bow. There you go. So that's all we've heard from Samoa Joe, apart from his little interaction with CM Punk, which you can check out on their respective Twitter pages. Be well. Right, guys, I'm gonna do my best here still to keep you updated. We got another tweet from a current WWE star, somebody who recently just made their return. In fact, to WWE, the Viking Raiders, Ivar, simply saying sad day, and that's the thing, right? A lot of these guys and girls have been working together for years. And this is just like, not only is it a real life thing for those being released, but imagine coming to work and some of your favourites aren't there, some of your co-workers, some of your friends. I would expect this to really hit morale at a time where it's reported to be at an all-time low. I would expect it to hit morale pretty hard. So that's it for now. Again, if you're just tuning in, I will repeat the list of names released by WWE one more time. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. A lot of surprises on there. A lot of surprises. None more so, I would suggest, than the likes of Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. But a huge amount of talent. I'm not trying to disrespect any of the other names mentioned there. I feel like it's pretty likely, and I am just going to do a bit of speculating now. If I were to guess, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce will absolutely tear it up. Wherever they choose to go, I think they'll be booked as a tag team once again. I don't think you're going to see Billie Kay and Peyton Royce go their separate ways, as it were. I think we'll probably see them booked together. Samoa Joe certainly has a lot of friends in AEW, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him there. Mickie James could serve a multitude of roles. Let's face it, somebody who would be like, as a trainer, she would be fantastic. She can still go in the ring. We all know that. I'm not quite sure where she'll end up, but whoever gets her, she's a very, very valuable asset, that's for sure. Chelsea Green as well, maybe Impact, just given the fact that Matt Cardona, her partner, is there. So that wouldn't surprise me. Kalisto, could easily go back to Mexico. And a number of promotions there that would book him. But also, if he wanted to stay in North America, there are plenty of promotions that could use somebody of his talent as well. Who knows? We'll see. But we might have to wait 90 days to find out, that's for sure. Again, there has been no confirmation that they are going to be, that the 90-day release clause is in effect, but you would expect to do given last year. I'm pretty sure. I'd say 99% sure that it will indeed. That will be the case. So, trying to catch up on anything happening right now. See if there's an interesting tweet here from Mike Bennett, who of course was part of the releases, or it was released by WWE and has gone on to, once again, do great stuff. To all my friends today, it's scary at first, but you are all unbelievably talented and you will all accomplish amazing things. You have just been delivered the biggest blessing in disguise. And that's coming from a man who's been there, right? And he says, freedom. Go out there and kill it. See you guys soon. Pray emoji, heart emoji. And I've got an image here that somebody's responded to him with. Looking at some of the talent last year and where they've ended up, some of these are furloughed. But from Black Wednesday last year to Thursday rather this year, the likes of Miro, who is obviously now in AEW, and given what happened on AEW last night, it looks like things are going to start really picking up for him as well, which is great because I think he's had a bit of a dodgy start maybe. But it looks like things are going to get better. You've got EC3 on there. You've got the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. You've got Heath Slater, who's just done great stuff in Impact. Again, injured at the moment. But will be back on our screen soon. You've got Matt Cardona, FKA Zack Ryder, who of course popped up in AEW, is now on Impact, once again, doing great stuff. You've got Eric Young, who went back to Impact, where I think we all expected to see him, and has been absolutely killing it. And I love Eric Young. I was so glad when they got him back, and he continued just doing great stuff. A lot of the names on there, again, were furloughed employees. But there's a great number of those who were released last year who have gone on to do brilliant stuff. A tweet now from Kayla Braxton, who says, Peyton Royce, that one stings. One thing is for sure, though, no matter where she and Billie Kay go, they will do crazy big things. They are two of the best in and out of the biz. Really sad loss for WWE, but someone else's gain. Too right. I just can't believe that, first of all, they split them up. You look at what they were doing on screen together, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes as well. A team who was so tremendously loved, who had all the chemistry in the world due to their long history together. They just got each other. And the Iconics winning those tag belts was, for me, the high point of the women's tag titles. And just a big shame. Just a big shame. Again, I'm going to go through the list just in case you... Apologies to anyone who's been here for a while now. And apologies for the spontaneous and slightly all over the place nature of this stream. I'm doing the best, but literally I woke up a couple of hours ago. I was doing a night shift yesterday, obviously. And I didn't expect to, while I was sitting down, about to have my breakfast and play a game of poker with my mates, to get this awful news. So the current list of released superstars, and this is official from WWE, so don't necessarily believe other things that are being tweeted, that are being posted in the chat. The mods are doing an amazing job, by the way. Thank you so much, guys. But this is the list from WWE. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake have all been released today, April 15th. Which sucks. Which absolutely sucks, doesn't it? Again, I'm really sorry. I'm looking at 4 different monitors at the moment. And so I'm really sorry to the super chats that I haven't got to. Again, we're not doing this stream for cash. Just want to try and keep you guys up to date. So appreciate anything that you've given, but I'm really sorry if I don't get to your messages, just because things are happening all over the place at the moment. Yeah, I wasn't planning. That's right, Jenna. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but just a horrible day, and I want to do the live coverage where possible. I'm scouring Twitter now just to see if anything new has been revealed. But I think I'm pretty up to date. As I say, I'm gonna stick here for the next 50 or so minutes at least, just because NXT UK is currently airing, and they may not want to bury the release news in NXT UK tweets or vice versa. So we'll stick around. We'll stick around and see what goes on. That tweet from Kayla there has absolutely broken my heart. I tell you, I'll read it again just in case you missed it. Peyton Royce, that one stings. One thing for sure, though, no matter where she and Billie Kay go, they will do crazy big things. Interesting there that she sort of
Obviously, she's grouped them together there. I would expect them to continue tagging. I say continue tagging. Vince broke them up, idiot. To go back to tagging. She continues, they are two of the best in and out of the biz. Really sad loss for WWE, but someone else has gained. And I think that's the important thing to look at. We can understandably be very, very upset with WWE for doing something like this, especially a year to the day after they did it last time. But it's not the end of the road. It's really not the end of the road. A few more updates from both Lio Rush and Paige. Paige, first of all, saying, shocked by a bunch of the releases. Iconics were and are absolute gold. Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, I love you ladies so much. You are stars and will continue in your next step as stars. Won't be long until you're scooped up and a well-deserved spotlight is shined on you both. Totally, man. Whoever gets that tag team is the luckiest bloody promotion in the world. Seriously, just so entertaining, so entertaining. And also Lio Rush tweeting, who was part of the releases last year, if memory serves. I think it was. I don't think it was separate. I'm pretty sure Lio Rush was released at the same time. Releasing people on multi-$1,000 contracts to then hiring people on lower salaries is bonkers. Sometimes it's not always about the money. You telling me there's 30 plus writers backstage and you all can't figure out what to do with any of these people? Preach, right? Totally. I know Lio Rush is a very controversial person sometimes, but I think he's speaking a hell of a lot of sense there. That's for sure. I wonder if the Iconics can just use the name The Iconics with one eye. I'm thinking too much into this. I want to see them as soon as possible. I don't want to wait 90 days to see those women tag together again. I hope they absolutely kill it wherever they go. I imagine right now there are phones ringing all over the place. Podcast bookings. Tony Khan's probably on the ringer. Don Callis probably making a few phone calls as well. They've absolutely lost their minds doing this. Some of the names on this list, again, I will go through it one more time. I say one more time, I'll do it about 50 times before I finish this stream, no doubt. But the following names have officially been released by WWE. Take anything else you see with a massive scoop of salt, because this is the official list currently, and I will keep you updated once again. WWE have come to terms on the release of Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. It's breaking, and so thank you very much for being here and sticking with me. We've got almost 9,000 people watching me ramble on here. Thank you very, very much. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go through a few of the super chats while it seems to be a bit quiet. We'll see if it picks up when NXT UK goes off the air, but if you guys have been generous enough to donate, then I'm going to do my best to read at least a few of them. Thank you again, guys, for supporting us. You guys have been, especially over the last week, you guys have been absolutely amazing. So I'll just have a quick look at some of these. Patrick says, the Iconics one hurts. I was in Sydney pub when they won the belts at WrestleMania, and it went off like fireworks. Josh, you are the Walter Cronkite of wrestling news when it's breaking like this. Cheers to you on handling this difficult news once again from WWE. I'd like to say it's my pleasure. It's certainly not my pleasure, but thank you very much for tuning in. And again, we've got everybody on the team right now. A big bloody shout out to Ross, Mitch, Owen, Andrew, Justin, Fraser. God, who else am I missing? Lewis. Everybody sending me stuff as it happens. So we've got a massive team behind the scenes right now giving me a hand with this, because obviously this is absolutely all over the place, and I'm doing my best here, but this is not news that I expected to be breaking today. It's just incredibly unfortunate. Back then, I never thought I could see Samoa Joe in WWE. That's why I was hyped when he first joined, but now I'm gutted, more gutted than ever. In my opinion, nobody does better on the mic than him right now. Also, being over on Up, Up, Down, Down, just sad. Man, this is the thing with Samoa Joe. There's a hell of a lot of talent on this list, and I'm sorry for not speaking about some of the names more than others. But obviously, Samoa Joe is the biggest name on that list, given his history, given the fact that although he hasn't been wrestling in WWE for a little while due to injury, and it's believed that he hasn't been able to be cleared, maybe that plays into this, he's a guy that just excelled at commentary too. We were all desperate to see him come back and get in the ring once again, but he still killed it wherever he was. He still killed it wherever he was. And maybe, wishful thinking right here, maybe he wanted to go somewhere else. If WWE wouldn't clear him, he wanted to continue to compete. Maybe he wanted to go somewhere else, right? I would judge by his tweets, him and CM Punk, that might not be the case. But if you can't find a role for Samoa Joe in a company with so many employees that isn't wrestling, then you're doing something wrong. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. This is mad. I honestly I don't want to just sit here as well and be like, hey, that person's being released. Cody Giff. Go to AEW, but Samoa Joe needs to go to AEW. He really does. Can you imagine some of those matches? Can you imagine some of those matches? Anyway, right, I'm going to get through a few more super chats, and hopefully when NXT UK finishes airing in 15 minutes, it will continue to die down, and no more names are added to that list. I truly, truly hope so. But yeah, I will. We'll find out, won't we? Bruce, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way, mate. Don't crash now. Do not crash now. Nothing's showing up now. Well, this is going beautifully, isn't it? Nothing's showing up. Oh, there you go. There's one. Jeff, is it bad that I'm hoping for some other names who have WWE hanging around their necks like an albatross? Ricochet, Aleister Black, Keith Lee. Well, I mean, I wouldn't wish being released on anyone, even if WWE's misusing them. We've seen wrestlers be misused for a while and then go on to do great stuff, and it's a reliable income, right? That's really, really important. Not every one of these wrestlers, it's very unlikely, is going to be picked up by a major organization who is going to guarantee them a weekly paycheck. So I certainly wouldn't want that. But I understand what you're saying in that some of those underutilized names right there that you've mentioned should be doing better things and are probably creatively frustrated. And we as an audience want to see them do better things. Of course we do. Of course we do. I'm just going to update the WWE release page. There are no new names, which is great. Very, very good to see. Very good to see. Awful day still. Sorry. But yeah, that appears to be it for now. Doing my best here. Doing my best. I will. This better not be an annual thing. Well, that's the. I don't know what significance specifically the 15th of April. I totally get that it plays into their first quarter earnings reports. If they release a load of wrestlers in the first quarter earnings reports, like they did last year, they can announce that they had record-breaking profits in their first quarter one. But I don't know why you would choose to do it a year to the day, so soon after WrestleMania as well. I'm devastated about some of these. I'm absolutely devastated. Again, we can that update on Andrade, on Aleister Black was quite an interesting one. Just because I'm seeing his name floating about, it was in that super chat a few minutes ago. People speculating on Aleister Black, who of course has been woefully used on the main roster, and some people are speculating that he may be released. But an update on this from PW Insider, saying WWE began filming promos this week for the return of Aleister Black. Black hasn't been seen on TV since being drafted to SmackDown last year. Based on what we've heard about the vignettes, they are loosely based on Black's childhood. Aleister Black, I think a lot of us expected him to be returning to TV soon just because of that sort of cryptic Instagram post that he put on where he does everything in monochrome, he does everything in black and white on his Instagram page. And is it tax dated? It's not tax. Is April the 15th the day of taxes in America? I didn't know that. I apologize, guys. That makes a lot of sense. Sorry. I think I'm a little bit behind. There's like a minute between me and you, and I didn't realize today it specifically was tax day. So apologies if that's the case. So yeah, after those Instagram posts by Aleister Black, I think we expected him to be coming back soon. So it's good to see that, yeah, he's going to be, fingers crossed, back on our screen soon and hopefully utilized correctly. Oh, and somebody there says tax day is May 17th due to COVID. 15th of April is normally tax day, but it's July. Differing reports from the chat. Cheers, James, by the way, and WL21 as well. Thank you very much. So usually it's today. Okay. Well, that makes a bit more sense. So I'm not up with my American tax affairs, as you can probably tell. So yeah, not too much more to report at the moment. Again, NXT UK finishes in 11 minutes. We might not have to wait too long, but hopefully this is it, and I can leave you guys alone very shortly. Kayla Braxton once again with another tweet, quote retweeting Samoa Joe, who just did the GIF of Truman from the Truman Show, saying "Be well." And she simply says, "You're awesome, dude. Super lucky to have gotten to work with you." He is, isn't he? Oh man, I can't wait to see Joe in the ring again. I hope that's possible. I really hope that's possible. An interesting one as well from Kathy Kelly, who somebody has tweeted the "You Gotta Be Joking Me" promo where Billie makes Peyton and Kathy, in fact, corpse. A great example of the on-screen chemistry that those two had together for sure. And Kathy Kelly's quote retweeted this. We actually weren't slated to do this interview, just happened to be filming another segment, and I was told to stop down anytime someone was walking through the shot in case anyone needed further proof that Billie Kay is just that good. So isn't that interesting? That was pretty on the spot, that promo. A lot of improvisation, and one of them, that was great fun. Absolutely great fun. I think I'm up to date from there, but yeah. Again, I'll go through the list just in case you're tuning in now. We've got Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake, all been released by the company. Absolutely awful. Absolutely. And last time this happened, it literally went on. The releases, I believe, went on, because I was streaming for perhaps 3 hours or so. I think the releases went on for about an hour 45, 2 hours of that. So they've slowed down, but we don't know if they've just slowed down because NXT UK is currently airing on the network and on BT Sport. So we'll see. But yeah, just a very, very sad day indeed, and it'll be made all the more distasteful when WWE in a little while announce their Q1 earnings, and no doubt they're very, very strong indeed. And meanwhile, you're letting such a talented group of people go. Another place to keep up to date with this, by the way, especially when I am off your screen, is Cultaholic.com. We will have coverage up there as it breaks. So do check out the website as well, because it's all being updated there if you'd rather read it than have me ramble on for perhaps multiple hours. Another interesting tweet here. Boss Moz, sorry. What a prominent wrestling Twitter user, who just said, just a reminder, WWE made well over $250,000 from 5 gifts this past week. He was talking about the NFTs of The Undertaker, which sold from a range of $100 for the super cheapie to $100,000. Somebody bid on the platinum NFT. You got some stuff with it. You got like an urn and some tickets to WrestleMania as well. But I think it's a pretty interesting observation, nonetheless. I will once again go through those names, because I can see new people joining. We've still got a hell of a lot of people watching this, so people are ducking in and out. Just in case you're just joining now, WWE have in the last hour or so announced the releases of Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. I think I could do that off by heart now. An interesting one here, by the way. It was reported literally last month, I believe on the 2nd of March, or around that date, Fightful Select reported that Chelsea Green had signed a new WWE contract. So she would have signed a multi-year deal. And now, a month and a couple of, 6 weeks later or so, she's gone. She's been released. Isn't that absolutely bonkers? That is totally, totally crazy. What I'm going to do, stick with me, because I'm going to see, because I know sometimes WWE are very good at updating their roster page on the website. Sometimes they're not so good at it. But I'm just going to have a quick look through the alumni page and see if there have been any changes that sort of jump out at me. I'm just trying to... Billie Kay has been moved. So they are actively updating their alumni page now. Bo Dallas there also in WWE alumni. So the names that we've heard officially announced have been moved to the alumni section. There's Chelsea Green. I'm just trying to see if there's any additions to this page that haven't been announced yet. Nothing that I can see so far. I'll tell you what, I'll show you. We'll scroll through it together. I'll go from the top. So this is their current alumni page, as you can see. So the first name there from the releases, just down here, Billie Kay. But then you've got Bo Dallas directly below her, who we know has also been released. Scrolling a bit further down, you've got Chelsea Green there. We know that she has been released. Obviously, this is a fairly cluttered page with a lot of WWE legends and old-timers on there as well. And some of the names that we saw released last year as well. There's Eric Young, there's Eric Rowan as well. Heath Slater from last year. Scroll a little bit further down and you've got to expect to see Kalisto, who's just been released. I don't see any new names here. I don't see any new names that have been added. People saying Brie Bella, but she's been on there for a while. Obviously, she's not an active competitor or anything like that. Although there have been reports circulating that they're going to be back in the ring soon. There's our boy Mason Ryan, Mickie James, another one who's been released today. No Way Jose, part of the cuts last year. Talk about wrestlers who have gone on to do great things away from WWE. This guy right here, obviously. What? Okay, you can't... I don't think you can read too much into this, and this was probably the case beforehand. We can see Roddy Strong on there, right? We can see Roddy Strong, but given what happened on NXT this week, I wouldn't read too much into that. I don't think they would have done something with him on TV. That is just because he has left NXT and we're waiting to see where he pops up. Okay, so that is not a release unless WWE officially announce something, which I don't think they're going to do given what happened. That is a kayfabe. WWE alumni member there in Roddy Strong. So it's a work. Do not work yourself into a shoot, brothers. Moving a little further down there is of course Samoa Joe, perhaps the biggest name that we have learned. There you go. Somebody has just confirmed he's been on there since Tuesday, so that makes a lot of sense. Skinner, of course. Steve Cutler. We've got... doesn't appear that there's any new ones on here. There, of course, is Tucker. But no other new names. Wesley Blake as well, confirmed released today. Zack Ryder, who's gone on to do great things since his WWE release. And Zelina Vega, of course, released a little while ago. And we're still waiting, really, to see where she is going to pop up. People saying Sonya in the chat, but Sonya has been on there for a while as well because she's not listed as a current. I know I can see the chat light up with Sonya. I believe, at least I'm pretty sure, that Sonya's been on there for a while, despite the fact that she does, of course, pop up on SmackDown. That is not by any means a confirm of a release, so don't go too. Well, the chat is going absolutely bonkers. But she's been on there for a while. I've just had that confirmed to me, in fact, right there. She's been on there for a while, so do not worry yourself too much. And it's a kayfabe thing, so don't worry. Anyway, once again, the names as we wait for NXT to finish in the next minute or so and see if this continues. Fingers crossed it doesn't. Really, really hope it doesn't. The list is Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. Of course, this is 1 year on from Black Wednesday. This is not including the staff furloughed, but the 19 names that were released last year, who have gone on to a lot of them, in fact, have gone on to do great stuff. Last year, we saw Kurt Angle released. We saw Drake Maverick, who was, of course, rehired by WWE over on the NXT brand in what some considered a distasteful storyline, sort of playing with real-life stuff like that. Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, who's gone on again to do great stuff in Impact, also popped up on an episode of Raw for that brilliant moment with Drew McIntyre, which was very touching indeed. Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, No Way Jose, Mike Chioda, Mike Kanellis, Maria Kanellis, EC3, Aiden English, Leo Rush, Primo, and Epico. An interesting one here again, by the way. Chelsea Green's already got a shirt out. So, you know what? I think this is really worth doing. Cheers to Ross for bringing this to my attention, by the way. She's got a Hot Mess t-shirt out, which is now available on Pro Wrestling Tees. They certainly got that design done pretty damn quick, didn't they? So if you want to support these wrestlers who are being released, and we might not see them pop up for 90 days or so, then supporting them by buying their merch is a very, very good way of doing it. Apparently on the app it's showing Rey Mysterio and alumni. That, I think, has been an issue for a while. If memory serves, that's been an issue for a while. I don't think Rey's been released. For some reason, WWE's website is a bit of a mess, to be honest. And they're quite bad very often at shifting the superstars to the correct brands. We've seen, after months of superstars being drafted, them not being put on the correct brand in the past. The updating's weird on it. And I think that Rey Mysterio alumni thing has been a bug for a while. I'm sure I remember reading that. But again, until it's officially announced by WWE, take everything that you're seeing and all the names that you're throwing around with a massive, massive scoop of salt, because the only names currently confirmed: Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. NXT UK has just finished now, so I think we'll know in the next 20 minutes or so. You would expect. Natalia just tweeted. Thank you, Dylan. Let me just check on Natalia's page. Apparently Natalia's done a tweet about Tyson Kidd, who's, of course, been working in a backstage capacity. I can't see anything from Natalia. The last tweet was 4 hours ago. So I can't see anything there. Yeah, the ratings news in from bloody AEW I've just seen as well. 1.2 million people watching. An absolutely astonishing number. Obviously, with NXT's move to Tuesday nights, that has benefited AEW massively. And a really good show, Dynamite. I'm not here to talk about Dynamite or anything like that. You can check out WTF and Graded on the channel right now. But big numbers there. That's for sure. Why is Roderick Strong in the WWE alumni? Just because of the storyline stuff on Tuesday night. If you missed Tuesday night's NXT, he had a bit of a backstage thing with William Regal where he handed him an envelope, and that is, of course, his resignation, rather, from the NXT brand. So expect to see Roddy on the main roster, maybe as soon as tomorrow night. They might put him on Raw, but I think SmackDown would be a very, very good place for Roderick Strong. That's for sure. There's your confirmation from Meltzer of the no compete clause and the signing agreement. He's just tweeted, everyone WWE released today can't sign anywhere until July 14th, just confirming the fact that they're unable to work elsewhere until that date. So do not expect to see some of these faces, or all of these faces, I guess, at least on TV on a wrestling show for a little while. No new names added, which is good, which is really, really good. I'm gonna stay here for another 25 minutes, I think, or so, and just try and keep you up to date with as many of the tweets that are being posted as possible. But I've got to. Might be wishful thinking. I really hope it's the case, but it looks as though these releases that might be it. That might be it. Fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed. No new tweets from WWE Superstars that I can see. I'm keeping an eye on the Instagram stuff as well. But it appears that might be it for now. Do you think Joe has a run in another company left in him, or do you think his release was the result of him being unable to compete and unwilling to continue doing commentary? Well, this is pure speculation. First of all, I think he certainly has another run in another company in him, and I'd love that to be AEW. But it depends on whether or not he is able to be cleared, doesn't it? If he's able to be cleared, then he will go on to do like excellent stuff wherever he ends up. Maybe he didn't want to continue doing commentary. We don't know. We don't know. I think this is the sort of thing that I don't want to sit here and speculate and just give my opinion on stuff, because I think we're going to learn a lot over the coming days and weeks and months as to some of the details behind these releases. But you've got to believe that if Joe gets back in the ring, then it's going to be excellent as well. Tennille Dashwood has apparently just tweeted. Here we go. Tennille Dashwood saying, probably shouldn't say what I really think about the release of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, but I'm sure you can all figure it out. Two far too talented wrestlers and friends that will just find another platform to shine on now. Love you both. It's been bloody lovely, you know, seeing the outpouring of love for Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. So many of the superstars that are tweeting out now are bigging up those two as incredibly talented on-screen performers, but also they were clearly very well liked backstage. It looked like they have a lot of friends. And when you're that well liked backstage, combined with the fact that you're incredible at your job on screen, then I don't think they're going to struggle to find work. We're just going to have to wait a little while to see them once again. But we will see. Should we be worried about Keith? No, I don't think so, Ronnie. I think they've probably got something for him. We don't quite know the full details behind Keith. But I hope not. I really hope not. Danny, Billy was literally on WrestleMania less than a week ago. Joe, this is weird. Yeah, right. Billy obviously competed in the tag team turmoil match. Joe donned his poncho to the joy of everyone watching, and now here we are, less than a week on from WrestleMania, and some of those names are gone. Absolutely gutting, truly. Heather the Librarian says, everyone I know who has interacted with Joe say he's the nicest. I hope he tears it up in greener pastures. He will. He certainly will. He certainly will. If he's medically cleared to compete and do so, there's no doubt that he'll do great stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. Joalek Bwani, Samoa Joe coming down the ramp at AEW and cutting a scathing promo at the Heel Elite like he did on SmackDown. Man, that was awesome. When like Orton was in there and Ali and all that sort of stuff, and I think Jeff was there too. He just flowed so well. It was just relentless, punking them all out. It was great. It was great. Man, he's so good on the mic, and that's what I mean when I'm saying, like, yeah, he's still got a huge amount to offer in ring, but Joe can do anything. Joe is a very, very valuable acquisition. That's for sure. That's for sure. HBK's Lazy Eye says, gutted about all those releases. Nobody deserves to lose their job in such a situation. But come on, really? They break up such a great team like the Iconics just to get lost in the shuffle and now fire them? F off Vince, will you, mate? Goodness me. Yeah, well, I don't disagree or anything. Bluebird really thought these annual cut days were a thing of the past. Now it seems like they're back to the post-WCW buyout years. Tip for WWE, don't bloat your roster, then you won't have to release several each year whilst hiding behind budget cuts. That's the most baffling thing about all of this. WWE very recently just signed their biggest performance center class. They were touting it like it was a brilliant thing, and they had hired loads and loads of future NXT and then hopefully WWE superstars. And at the same time, they're letting heaps and heaps of incredibly talented people go. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So once again, I'm gonna go through. Thanks for keeping the stream as positive as possible. Much love, gent. Tom, mate, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Tom. Do appreciate you. That list, once again, Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. Some of those we haven't seen on TV for some time. Up until last Friday, I guess we hadn't seen Tucker for a long, long time. I think he was relegated to main event pretty quickly following the break of the breakup of Heavy Machinery, a storyline that they really did very, very little with, if anything with. And yeah, Tucker was just immediately off TV and then came back for the armbar, second man eliminated, if memory serves. It's a very sad day, isn't it? Very sad day. We've sat here. It's the worst thing. WWE do this. We've sat here bigging up WrestleMania, which for the most part was a really bloody good pay-per-view. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, also really great pay-per-view. Really very enjoyable week of wrestling. And then just when spirits are high, forget Monday Night Raw because it was gash. When spirits are high, they release so many incredibly talented performers. Surprised Aleister Black's not here, to be honest, as bad as it would be to lose him, says Danny. Again, we literally in the last 30 minutes or so, an update on Aleister Black and his status. They say that he's been filming promos this week, and he will be back on TV sooner rather than later. They say that based on what we've heard about the vignettes, they are loosely based on Black's childhood. Aleister Black, once again, was teasing something or other over on Instagram, posting a full colour photo, unlike his normal monochrome exploits. And so people have been speculating more than ever that Black will be back on TV very, very shortly. He is still technically on the SmackDown brand, but who knows where he'll actually end up. Maybe we'll see tomorrow night those vignettes air. Who knows? Who knows? May end up on Raw. The fact that he didn't really do anything on SmackDown since the draft may suggest that they don't know, or they weren't sure of putting him on the blue brand, so maybe he'll go to Raw. We don't know. We don't know. No. Can somebody please tell me who's released so far? Yes, sorry, I'll do the list again. I know you're fed up of hearing it, people who have been here for an hour or so. But the current list is Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. And so those are the only confirmed names. So if you see other names floating about, we've had some in the chat tonight. Again, please don't make up names to put in there. It's a proper, serious, real life thing. This, so don't dick about. If you see names that aren't on that list, then they are not officially released. There have been no changes to the WWE alumni page since I went through it about 10-15 minutes ago. And it all appears to be quietening down a little bit, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing, of course. The last thing WWE tweeted was a quote tweet of Amir Jordan, who's on the NXT UK brand, if you're unfamiliar. Once a cheat, always a cheat. No backbone. He's not talking about Vince. He's talking about whoever he's feuding with in storyline. So yeah, the only stuff that's gone on recently on WWE's Twitter page 8 minutes ago, it's all NXT UK stuff for the past hour. That's about it. Don't worry, guys. Jackson Riker's safe and sound. And before that, God, there's a lot of NXT UK stuff here. They don't have to put a lot of content out. There's about 40 tweets here. The last confirmed release, the last person that was added to that list was Chelsea Green. Just a little over an hour ago, 7:48 p.m. GMT. So we've not had any additions for almost an hour and a half now. And just, again, fingers crossed, it stays that way. But I'll stick with you guys. I'll stick with you guys for as long as is needed. But yeah, fingers crossed things don't continue. And no new tweets to add. I can't see anything from any other former WWE superstars, current WWE superstars commenting on these releases right now. But you know what? I imagine there's a lot of shock. As I say, Sean Rossat tweeting earlier something to the effect of, I heard Aleister Black wasn't on this list, but who knows? And that was before the update from PW Insider, I should add. Because a lot of the names who have been mentioned on the list, I was told, weren't being let go. So obviously a lot of surprises. I think if these releases had been made yesterday, formally made yesterday, then the news would have leaked by now. I think there have been phone calls happening today, and then WWE, and maybe there are phone calls happening right now. I don't know. But yeah, that list is a few big surprises. Obviously, I'm not going to name names. There are a few ones that aren't so surprising that haven't been utilized on TV. But Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, they're the really big surprises for me. They're the really big ones. Unless you believe that Bo Dallas was in the Fiend costume on Sunday night. And if you do, you're a fool. Philip, imagine breaking up a legitimate tag team and get them lost in the shuffle. Meanwhile, two makeshift teams battle for the women's tag title at Mania. Awful. It is. And that's been the story of the women's tag titles pretty much since the start. They have always been there, largely, to elevate singles feuds. It's so clear that WWE just does not give a toss about tag team wrestling, and seemingly no more so than the women's tag division. The whole time, pretty much the whole time, they've been a prop to elevate singles feuds rather than get established or new tag teams over. I don't have a problem with two underutilized wrestlers being put together and being made into a tag team. There's nothing wrong with that, right? As long as you actually properly invest in them. And it's so clear that WWE just don't do that. They don't do that. So yeah, expect great things from Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, though. They'll end up somewhere as a team together. I'll have a quick look now just on Twitter just to see if anybody has commented. If Billie Kay or Peyton has commented, but they'll be gutted. Even though they certainly won't struggle to find work. Look at that. The last thing that Billie Kay tweeted was a quote retweet from the brilliant scene on NXT this week that saw Raquel Gonzalez, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley stood in the ring together celebrating. And she quote retweeted it just saying this. Clappy emojis. Somebody that really cares. And that's the other thing about the Iconics. Both of them made such huge improvements in the ring. They were always gold on the mic. They were always so much fun to watch. But they just got better and better and better in the ring. I cannot believe that they broke them up. What a idiots. Right. So you're telling me that Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston is a possibility now? Yes, please, Judas. That's his name. Judas. Yes, please. Yes, please. Iced Blaze. I look forward to hearing about Aleister Black's sisters bullying him. Much love. Yeah, but speaking about the vignettes that have been filmed, apparently loosely based on Black's childhood, is all we know. We don't know where they're going to wear. We don't know if they're going to be on Raw or SmackDown, where he will pop up. Maybe he'll be back at NXT. I'd quite like to see that, to be honest. I mean, he did pretty much everything there is to do over in NXT, but it doesn't feel like they know what to do with him. Remember when they started just calling him Moody? Like Kevin the Teenager, the Harry Enfield sketch. That's Moody. Aleister Black shouldn't be mood. Right. Moving on. I'm just going to check out Peyton's Twitter as well. No comment from her. The last time she tweeted was just in regard to NXT yesterday. I'm checking the likes as well. She liked something 6 hours ago, but completely quiet since then. And Billie Kay, much the same. The last tweet from her was April the 14th, yesterday, following NXT. Oh, I guess that's UK time. It might have been immediately. Anyway, the last tweet was about NXT. And since then, literally 5 hours ago, she liked a tweet by Natalia, reinvented, reinvested, reinvigorated. If you see these women coming for you, run. A picture of Natalia and Tamina, who have actually been doing great stuff, to be honest. I thought that performance at WrestleMania was pretty impressive, and the crowd finally getting behind, especially Tamina, but also Natalia. And so that's the last we know. A few people asking for release list again. This is the confirmed list of releases. WWE's own webpage, right? So anything else that you're seeing is not official. It's just these names so far. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas. That's it, and I hope that remains as it. With 20 more minutes, 20 minutes following the end of NXT UK, and I feel like they might have mentioned something by now if there were going to be more. And literally all we've got is a retweet from Amir Jordan 15 minutes ago. Dennis, cancelled my network subscription 1 year ago to this day. Haven't watched WWE since. This company baffles me, honestly. Yeah, I totally understand, mate. I totally understand. It's just, it sucks, doesn't it? Killian was talking about Mania, how the Roman Reigns head of the table storyline could have been Samoa Joe's storyline. Mate, that's how good he is. Sad news. I didn't even think about the storyline potential there for Joe. Just because I'm so used to not seeing him on our screens in a wrestling capacity and an in-ring capacity, I thought that was inevitable that we were going to get Samoa Joe versus Samoa Joe. What a shame. What a shame. I couldn't believe it. When I was in the Uber, rushing to the office to try and get live as quick as possible, I couldn't believe it when my phone popped up. It literally just went, I can't remember who it was, somebody from the office just going, Samoa Joe, all capitals. Unreal. Apparently Matt Hardy has tweeted. Let me check the old Twitter box for Matt Hardy. There he is. He's not blocked me yet. That's good. 2 minutes ago, tweeting Samoa Joe. Thank you so much, Samoa Joe. Professionally and personally, you're one of the greatest ever. Hope to see you soon. Bloody hell. And that was a quote retweet to a Samoa Joe tweet where he he said, thoughts with the entire Hardy family in this difficult time. My condolences. Paying tribute or giving condolences to Matt and Jeff following the very sad death of their father, which was awful news. That came out obviously very recently. Does this change the product on TV? Well, there'll be people there. A lot of those aren't used very often on TV at all. Billie Kay and Samoa Joe are the ones that I'm going to miss the most from TV. No disrespect to Peyton Royce or anything, but I think she's been used terribly since her split from Billie. But Billie Kay on her own with the resume and all that good stuff, trying to basically find some new mates and new teams to be a part of, has been gold. It's been absolute gold. It's been so enjoyable. So enjoyable. Russell with a brilliant point here. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, mate. Remember Peyton's promo on Raw Talk, which showed how passionate she is for the business? Literally just a few weeks ago, wasn't it? Maybe a month ago? If that? She was on fire. She was on fire, and it felt like a turning point for Peyton. Shame WWE took her words, just let me go too, literally, right? Adam, do you think with the outpour of for supporting the Iconics from Superstars might get WWE to reconsider like Drake Maverick? It's a difficult one. I don't think it's an entirely black and white issue because obviously I'd like to see them employed and I'd like to see them happy. I'd like to see them utilised properly. But I don't like the idea of dicking with someone's life. Do you know what I mean? This is real life stuff. And just the tweets and the people being upset backstage. WWE have made their intentions very clear by doing this. I thought it was distasteful when they brought Drake Maverick back. I was chuffed for Drake, and I'm loving him doing stuff with Killian Dane. Love all that. All good stuff, right? But you still messed around with a guy's life. And so I want them to go and prove what they can do in a company that respects them. I really do. And I think they'll team together again. We'll have to see. 90 days. I don't think we're going to have to wait too much longer than the 90 days to see Billie Kay and Peyton on our screens once again. Again, people are just tuning in right now. The official list of superstars who have been released is as follows. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. We don't have any further news as far as other backstage personnel being released. Obviously, there was a great deal of other backstage personnel and office staff as well released last year due to pandemic cuts. We've got no word of that so far this year. Nothing coming through there. I guess this is going to be one of those time will tell things. But some big surprises. That's the thing. I just can't believe I'm sat here again. A year on. Doing the exact same thing. Waiting on WWE to see which person that they've totally messed up they're going to release next because of their own foolishness. Anyway, right, sorry. Apologies. Another super chat just came through there. Thank you very much, Gunblader. I honestly thought they were going to put Wesley Blake and Murphy back together. I swear there was a rumour going round about it. I don't remember that specific rumour. I don't remember that rumour. Murphy, another guy who's had a bit of a rough time, obviously. Didn't see him on TV for a while. Tried to do his own thing on social media. Obviously got a bollocking for it. I told him to delete that Instagram comment. But a guy who's just like super frustrated with not being used properly. And I think we're frustrated as fans. Jason shows how heartless they are. On the WWE news on their website, the release post is quickly followed by a promo for WWE's Most Wanted Treasures. Right. Says it all, doesn't it, Jason? Says it all. So yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer, but hopefully this is it. If not, I'll Uber back to the office and I'll give you update part 2. But I'm gonna stick around for another 20 or so minutes, just to see if anything else comes out. But it appears for now, at least, this is it, and I really hope it is. I really hope. Does WWE own the Iconics name? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I'm almost positive they do. Applications for Iconics. Yes, yeah, they do. They do. I don't know if that means they can use Iconics with one eye or something like that. I'm not a big whiz on trademark law, but yeah, WWE registered or filed for that, or at least an update to that in 2019, the 20th of August 2019. So yeah, WWE does indeed own the name The Iconics, and I imagine that would probably apply to it would certainly apply, in fact, to the ring names as well. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Billie Kay's real name is Jessica McKay, if memory serves. And Peyton Royce, obviously, just it's another pseudonym. Cassandra McIntosh. Hello. No relation to Kenny. Kyle, remember watching your stream last year and hoping it was a one-off cost cutter, but oh well. Mate, I didn't want to do another one of these. I didn't want to do another one of these at all. My heart sank today. I was just getting set up. I was going to play poker with some mates, doing some online poker. And then this happened. I just went, I've got to go, guys. WWE being arseholes again. There you go. So yeah, no further updates for now. In fact, we've got an interesting tweet from Aaron Stevens, the former Damien Sandow, and a really nice big props here. I say this, Bo Dallas has one of the biggest upsides ever. NWA, maybe? I feel like NWA would be a very good place for Bo Dallas. I don't want to sit here and speculate. He's another one who I don't think people will be waiting too long to see, because he's been very, very entertaining. Bo Dallas, like, especially as Bo Leave in NXT, the whole cringeworthy I'm brilliant heel thing. There aren't many people who play that as well as Bo Dallas. He was just brilliant. He was just brilliant. Apparently Chelsea Green has tweeted. Again, I want to apologise to anyone whose super chats I missed. I'm sure you understand. I appreciate your support, and I'm really, really sorry if I don't read your message. Chelsea Green has posed. Here we go. Here's a statement from. I've made a. In fact, I'm going to flash this up on the screen for you so you can read along with me. I've made once-in-a-lifetime memories at WWE. I didn't do everything I set out to do, but I'm proud of what I have done. Can you say you were in a Royal Rumble for 14 seconds? I'm proud of the fact that I never took no for an answer, even after 4 tryouts and a reality show. I'm proud of the fact I came back stronger every single time I was knocked down or broken arm. Although it's been a few years, nothing has changed. I'm still that girl. Tomorrow I'll get up, dust myself off, and start on my next journey. I'm taking back control, I'm refocusing, and I'm going to do what I've always set out to do, make a name for myself. It's been short and sweet, WWE Universe. I'll see you on TV. Again, just the fact that Matt Cardona, her partner, is over on Impact, it would be pretty cool for them to be on the same show together and to be able to spend more time together. It's one thing we hear from wrestlers all the time, is that they do not get to see their family and loved ones nearly enough. So wherever she ends up, good luck to her. And what a positive statement. What a star, eh? What a star. It's certainly another what if. I thought Chelsea would be around for some time in WWE. Big shame, but honestly, good luck to her. Good luck to her. I'm sure she'll nail it. As will the rest of them. Samoa Joe with a being a bit cheeky here over on Twitter once again. Pabst Blue Ribbon, delicious by the way. We signed Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, quote retweeted, no snitching, trying to work out this 90 days. So there you go. We now have confirmation. Ignore all that at the bottom. Ignore that. That's what matters. Samoa Joe is all Pabst. He's class, isn't he? Isn't he class? There you go, a big update from Samoa Joe on his future. We do now know that Samoa Joe will be joining the only brand that matters, Pabst Blue Ribbon. I quite like a Pabst, you know. I believe that people look down on Pabst as like a bit of a cheapy naff brand, but I every time I've had one, I've quite enjoyed it. What a guy indeed. David, it's my birthday in a few hours. 2 years in a row as a wrestling fan. This hurts. I'm really sorry to David, mate. Bad timing, eh? Happy birthday to you, mate. Happy birthday. Don't think about wrestling for a bit. Go and enjoy yourself if you can. What a tweet from Joe. What a tweet. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, we've had updates from various superstars. I'm just going to go through some of the comments from some of the WWE superstars and former WWE superstars. Just some of the more notable ones. Santana, in fact, from AEW. I missed this one earlier. Simply saying, you all got this. Fair play. Fair play. Rhea Ripley tweeting earlier, very sad, disappointed face. Heath Slater, or the man formerly, well, Heath, right? He was obviously released last year. This day last year, he tweeted, "I know it sucks. I was there 1 year ago today, but don't worry. Keep your head up and keep moving forward. You are all so talented." Bronson Reed tweeted Samoa Joe earlier. "See you down the line, my friend." We had Ivar from the Vikings tweeting simply "sad day." Samoa Joe, his first comment, apart from having a bit of a chinwag with CM Punk, you can see it all on their Twitter pages. He just said "be well" with a gif from Truman, from the Truman Show. Thank the Lord that he chose a film that I actually know something about. I love that film. Brilliant film, that. I'm glad to see that Samoa Joe is also a fan. Mike Bennett, again, another release from this time last year. "To all my friends today, it's scary at first, but you are all unbelievably talented and you will all accomplish amazing things. You have just been delivered the biggest blessing in disguise, freedom. Go out there and kill it. See you guys soon." Kayla Braxton tweeting, "Peyton Royce, that one stings. One thing is for sure though, no matter where she and Billie Kay go, they will do crazy big things. They are two of the best in and out of the biz. Really sad loss for WWE. But someone else's gain." And that's the way to look at it. That's the way to look at it. It really is. Trying to keep this as positive as possible, obviously, but this is not the end of the road for any of these. It really isn't. Paige tweeting out earlier, "Shocked by a bunch of the releases. Iconics were and are absolute gold. Peyton, Billy, I love you ladies so much. You're stars and will continue in your next step as stars. Won't be long until you're scooped up and a well-deserved spotlight is shined on you both." We've got a new update from Tucky. He's had some lemons today, it's fair to say, but it's okay because Tucky is making lemonade. What a tweet. He's out there playing some golf, smoking a big fat one, and he's making lemonade. Good guy. Good guy. Again, I know I keep talking about what ifs, right? But Tucker, he's somebody that shows such personality, especially on social media. I really feel like if they just let him get on with it and let him be himself, or have some sort of creative freedom, or just gone all out with the Otis storyline and not just wrapped it up and that was your lot, he could have done great stuff. But what a lad there. Great input there from Daddy Dolph. Tucker, I'd change your username. It's still Tucker WWE. He loses the tick. Don't you know anything? Anyway, there's your update from Tucker making lemonade right now. We again earlier, Matt Hardy commenting on Samoa Joe's release. Thank you so much, Samoa Joe. Professionally and personally, you are one of the greatest ever. Hope to see you soon. Dave Meltzer, again, earlier with the confirmation, everyone, WWE release today, can't sign anywhere until July 14th. We do know that the 90-day no compete clause is in effect, thanks to Samoa Joe's exchange there with Pabst Blue Ribbon, where he has signed. What a tweet. I'm glad a lot of them are making best of a bad situation. As Tucky says, right? Make lemonade. Make lemonade. Anything about Jeff Hardy? Nothing about Jeff Hardy. Nothing about Jeff Hardy. I was very surprised when people started commenting about Jeff Hardy, but no, Jeff Hardy is not being released. He's not on the official list of WWE releases. I am going to give this, you know what? I'm going to give this until 10 p.m. Just in case anything else happens. I will sit here and blab on to myself for a little bit longer yet. So thank you very much to anyone who's stuck with me. Again, thank you so much to the moderators for doing an amazing job, as always. They were meant to have a night off tonight, and I've basically dragged them to work unexpectedly. So from the names that I've seen pop up, I saw Pete there, I saw Lauren there, I saw Steven there, I saw Greg there, I saw Jenny there. And sorry if I've missed anyone else. I'm really, really sorry. I've been keeping an eye on many things. But to all of our moderator team, they do such good work. We do these live streams very often. I'm not going to use this as an opportunity to say subscribe or anything, because there's more coming. Hopefully there are no more of these sorts of live streams coming. But big shout out to the mods, because they're bloody awesome. They really do. They save my ass time and time again. Apparently Asuka has put in a tweet as well. Put out a tweet as well. 7 minutes ago, Asuka versus Freddie Mercury. I can't. I haven't got audio. Maybe you just heard that. Can anybody explain? Can anybody explain Asuka's tweet there? I don't understand that. Not too sure. Checking WWE's Twitter feed once again. It's still just NXT UK stuff. Sod's law is that as soon as I end this stream, more news will break. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. But yeah, we'll see. Again, a really awesome tweet here. I can't play the clip for obvious reasons. But if I head over here, we all know this promo. It's the "You Gotta Be Joking Me" promo. I can't play it for obvious reasons. But Kathy Kelly tweeting earlier, we actually weren't slated to do this interview. Just happened to be filming another segment, and I was told to stop down anytime someone was walking through the shot, in case anyone needed further proof that Billie Kay is just that good. And she is. And her and Peyton are going to do great stuff. Again, to anybody just tuning in right now, hello. Sorry to have to be here and keep you up to date with all this stuff. It's not what I wanted to do this Thursday, and all the love and success in the world to those who've been released, of course. But the list of released talent is as follows: Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. Frankster, 1 year to the day of Black Wednesday. Interesting. I hope this isn't an annual thing. This is the second annual so far, but hopefully not. And yeah, that's a good shout, Jenny. There's a link in the chat now. If you do want to continue the discussion on this and talk to fellow wrestling fans, then then our Discord is a very good place to do it. If you go to cultaholic.com/Discord, it'll generate you an invite and you can join the Cultaholic Discord. And no doubt that as soon as I go off air, any more developments, hopefully not more releases, but any more comments and stuff will no doubt be posted to the Discord. So it's a really good place to keep up to date with stuff and chat with fellow wrestling fans. Also, cultaholic.com will continue to have coverage on this very horrible day. But that's your list so far. In total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names being released by WWE. And then NXT UK happened, and hopefully that's it. I'll feel a little bit more safe in ending this stream as soon as WWE tweet something else that isn't NXT UK related. That's maybe they tweet very frequently. They've gone quiet now for the last 36 minutes. So I feel like as soon as they tweet something that's just like, hey, don't forget to tune into SmackDown tomorrow, or something like that, Billie Kay won't be there, idiots. Then I'll wrap things up, I think. But again, I can see the chat lighting up. People saying that Murphy has been released. Murphy has not been released. That list of names, once again, Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. They are the only confirmed releases. Anything else you hear has not been confirmed, might be made up, probably made up. So it is just those. We've heard from some of the released former WWE superstars now. We had that statement, which I'll read one more time, from Chelsea Green. I've made once in a lifetime memories at WWE. I didn't do everything I set out to do, but I'm proud of what I have done. Can you say you were in a Royal Rumble for 14 seconds? Actually, I can. Yeah, just about. Probably a bit longer, actually. Thanks a lot, Kirby. I'm just joking about. I'm proud of the fact that I never took no for an answer, even after 4 tryouts and a reality show. I'm proud of the fact that I came back stronger every single time. Stranger? Every single time I was knocked down or broken arm. Although it's been a few years, nothing has changed. I'm still that girl. Tomorrow I will get up, dust myself off, and start on my next journey. I'm taking back control. I'm refocusing, and I'm going to do what I've always set out to do: make a name for myself. It's been short and sweet, WWE Universe. I'll see you on TV. Also, yeah, we've heard from Tucker regarding his release. He's having a whale of a time right now, it seems. No, as he says, he's making lemonade. He's been given a whole lot of lemons today. But Tucker tweeting out, who I think he's just lost his verified tick, maybe. I think he's just changed his Twitter username. It's now Real Levi Cooper, which I assume is his real name. I think that's, but yeah, anyway, he tweeted out just 9 minutes ago that picture of him smoking a fat one, enjoying a round of golf, making lemonade, right? Making lemonade. Apparently Kaz has tweeted. Frankie Kazarian has tweeted the following. Oh, that's an interesting picture. Hello. Say no more. Say no more. I feel like, certainly to Western fans, AEW is the place that the majority perhaps would like to see Samoa Joe go. You can imagine some of the matches that they could have over there. Yes, please. Yes, please. For me, no more so than Kenny Omega. But there are plenty. There are plenty. I'd love to see him go with Brian Cage, Will Hobbs. I'm not just going to name the big boys. Wardlow. No, I'm not just going to name the big boys. I'd love to see him do something with MJF. There is so many. There is so many. I can see people saying something in the chat. I'm going to confirm it. Or I don't think it's true, because I think... No, it's not true. It's not true. People are making up that Otis has been released. Otis, as far as I can see, has not been released. So, again, please don't make stuff up. You're going to get timed out and you're going to get banned from the channel because you're dicking about. Full list, please. I'll do your full list once again, my friend. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Mickie James, Peyton Royce, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake. And hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's it. I'm going to read a few of the super chats because I think I'm going to probably be wrapping this stream up fairly soon. Fairly soon. At least I hope so. Hopefully this is it. I just wanted to sort of wait until that WWE Twitter account becomes active again, just to see. Adam, your tweet made it onto USA Today. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for letting me know, Mike. Joel Roman, Chelsea Green and Iconics to AEW to bolster that roster. If AEW had a mulligan, would they not sign Big Show and Christian? So Tucky versus Ross in 90 days, says Ethan. Chris Fish. Hey, Adam, on a break at work, and this is crazy. Joe was great even on commentary. He's great at everything. He's great at everything, mate. That's the most confusing thing about this. Is I'm sure they're paying him good money and everything, and maybe they don't want to pay him the money that they're paying him to sit behind the commentary desk. if they can't clear him for in-ring action. But he's got such a versatile skill set that he could help out in a multitude of places. That's for sure. David Stevenson. The fact Samoa Joe was never a world champion in WWE is the biggest crime in history. Certainly up there, pal. These aren't coming through in the right order. I'm missing stuff. I'm really sorry. Protein Works. Hello, Tom. Just got back from work, and what on earth is going on? I'm baffled. The Iconics were absolute money. Made me cry with their Mania win. Awful. Just an amazing Mania moment. That you could tell how much it meant to them. You can tell how much wrestling means to them. What do you have to do to keep your job? Do you know what I mean? That's the most baffling thing. How much improvement can you show? How many great promos can you deliver? How many brilliant matches can you have? How much can you care and still get released? AJ, gutted about Kalisto, to be honest. Yeah, it's another like very, very talented wrestler. Very talented wrestler. He's another one that won't struggle to pick up work. But I just don't get it. That's the thing with a lot of these names on the list. The sort of theme here, because they're all at different point. They're all they've appeared in different places on the card, as it were. But the thing that's really sort of a theme is passion there, isn't it? Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker. All of these people have so much passion for wrestling. How much more could they do? Mickie James was on the NXT pre-shows last week. She was. You know what? That slipped my mind. I watched the bloody things. Yes, she was. But, a lot of these we've seen in the last week. Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, both at WrestleMania, right? Billie Kay was in a match at WrestleMania. Thursday, she's gone. Big shame. Big shame. Anyway, right, I'm gonna do 10 more minutes here because I'm praying that nothing else happens. I'm going to refresh WWE's Twitter feed once more. Still Amir Jordan at the top there. Tom, thank you for doing this stream though, Adam. As usual, best channel on YouTube. Just absolutely awful. It has to be for this reason. Thank God AEW exists and there's another mainstream platform. Yeah, well, totally. There are a few, mate. And thank you for the kind words, by the way. I didn't want to have to be doing this, obviously. But cheers, and thank you for choosing us as your news source and all that stuff. Obviously, it's a really, really crappy day once again. But there's too much talent to be wasted on that list. They'll make it work. They will. Just checking WWE's page, not being updated there. Nick Aldis, apparently, tweeting an interesting photo. I'll check that out. The world's champion himself. Oh, my word. A little tease there. A photo from Impact Wrestling, I assume. I'm pretty sure it is. Of himself and Samoa Joe. I'd be well up for Samoa Joe and NWA as well. I think it's less likely than other promotions. There's a chance he'd go back to Impact, but if I were to guess, I would say AEW. Consumable Pete, and I saw Jenny post this earlier. Good point here. Please remember, being on the alumni page is not confirmation of a release. If you say a name without reason, you'll be timed out. Like the alumni page currently features Sonya Deville. It currently features Roderick Strong. Neither of those, as far as we know, and I'm sure it's not the case, neither of those have been released. It's storyline stuff. Sonya's been on there for donkey's years now. She's been on there for a while. So don't be too concerned. And I just wanted to say, by the way, because this really wasn't expected doing this stream or anything, thank you ever so much for the super chats and the support. Again, I took the donation banner. We're not looking for donations really, but the fact that you guys have been so supportive of us. Over what has been a really difficult year. It means the world. It really does. Thank you very, very much for liking all the videos, for watching the videos, for enjoying the content. I'm sorry I have to be here under these circumstances. I certainly don't want to be. But there you go. A year to the day. Sophie, thank you to everyone providing this live stream. You all must be shattered after Mania Week. Big up to you all at Cultaholic. Thank you. And again, it's me that you're seeing once again, but the team behind the scenes are the ones doing the real work. I'm here just making conversation, essentially. It's the likes of Ross, Aiden, Lewis, Mitch, Fraser, Owen, Andrew. They're all helping me out here, sending me stuff that I might have missed so I can keep you guys up to date as best as I possibly can. So thank you to all of you guys. Meant to be a night off at the moment and everybody's just working their asses off. So cheers. Cheers. I'll get some beers in, I think. More on Bo Dallas's WWE release here. Okay. An update from Fightful Select, in fact, regarding Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was unfortunately among those released by WWE this week after being out of action since 2019. Bo Dallas had been backstage at some recent episodes of SmackDown, but we'd been told he'd not been figured into any creative plans whatsoever. He'd also started looking into additional business ventures, so maybe he knew this was coming, unfortunately. He was at WrestleMania festivities as of Friday and participated in a test match for a couple of minutes while WWE tested out their setup. That's interesting. And they finish... For those of you ridiculously wondering if he portrayed The Fiend at any point, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. There you go. There you go. So an update on Bo Dallas there. Be interesting to see what he does next. Interesting to hear that he's looking into additional business ventures. One would have to believe that isn't anything to do with wrestling, maybe. Or perhaps loosely based on... maybe... I don't know what he'd be doing, personal training or something like that. But it looks like he's maybe got his fingers in a few pies already. Ethan, for anyone that wants to help, be sure to support the wrestlers through places like their t-shirt shops. Ethan, mate, great shout. Chelsea Green has already got a t-shirt out. I imagine the pro wrestling tees designers are working tirelessly right now to get stuff out as quick as possible because now they are free to sell their own merch. So do support the wrestlers, obviously. Michael, at this point, I'm almost rooting for WWE to keep shooting itself in the foot on its path to bankruptcy. Then I remember all the other talent that would be displaced. This entire situation is a joke. It's a very frustrating one. It's a very, very frustrating one, my friend. And yeah, I'm just gutted to be here once again doing this a year to the day. Man, that year's flown by, hasn't it? Hasn't that flown by? That's the one, Iron Robot Man, that's selling houses with Liv Morgan. I bloody read that and I totally forgot about it. I think they do farming as well, don't they? Look at that, super chat right there. I think Bo runs a farm with Liv. There you go. So previous reports that I'd forgotten about. So there's a lot to remember in this job. But yeah, I think we're probably, fingers crossed, wrapping up very, very shortly. I can't believe so many people have tuned in today. So thank you very, very much for being here. I hope I've done an all right job in keeping you up to date with this horrible, horrible news. If something happens, expect to see me on your screens in a little while. I will be straight back to the office to keep you up to date as best I can. Once again, Thunder Rosa, by the way, an interesting tweet there. I want to wrestle Mickie James. That's the tweet. Yes, please. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up now. WWE haven't tweeted for the last almost an hour. I hope, I pray that that's it. But I, you know what? I'll stick around in the office for another little while longer, just in case something happens. I'll be here for half an hour before I go home. Guys, thank you very, very much. Cheers. Stay tuned for more wrestling news. We'll seek out the reports and we'll get you some news on this tomorrow morning and afternoon. Again, thank you so much for supporting us during WrestleMania week. It's been a hell of a busy time for us, and you guys have been just the best. And I hope you've enjoyed the content that we've put out. And most importantly, before I say goodbye, I will do the list one more time. If you just tuned in, Samoa Joe, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickie James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, and Wesley Blake have been released. 3 minutes before NXT UK ends. No, it ended a little while ago, mate. It ended a little while ago. It ended an hour ago, I think. Cheers, guys. Yeah, and thank you to the mods. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes again. I just named them there, but Ross and Aiden, Mitch, Lewis, Andrew, Owen, everybody. Aiden, I'm sorry if I missed a name there because Fraser You guys have been class. Thank you very much for allowing me to sort of, well, for allowing this to run as smoothly as possible. I guess I will. Yeah, we'll keep you updated. Stay tuned to the channel. Stay tuned to cultaholic.com. If you want to talk about this stuff, head to the Discord, cultaholic.com/Discord. I really, really do appreciate you. We all do. We all do so much. You guys have been unbelievable. So thank you very much. And most importantly, best of luck to those who had the horrible news that they had lost their jobs today. No doubt they'll go on to do great things. They're not watching this stream, but it's a group of very, very talented people. I'm off. Thank you very much. Sorry if I missed your super chat. I'm really sorry. I'm juggling a lot of balls here. All the best. Good night. God bless. Take care of yourselves. Hopefully I don't see you